Hello there, Jamie Lee. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for welcoming me to the show.
Good to see you, and it's wonderful you're doing a live Facebook video.
Yes,
That's really good while we talk.
Definitely. So yeah, on Facebook it's Jamie Lee Avatar. You can watch it live.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. So before we get on to what your company does, perhaps you'd like to give us a bit about your background. What did you do before setting up the business?
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm actually originally from Barbados, so I moved to the UK about 8 years ago to do my master's in tourism management and marketing at the Bournemouth University. After completing that, I got the opportunity to work for the Caribbean Tourism Organization, and I did a short stint with them, and that really piqued my interest for the UK travel industry and really being a part of, being instrumental in that industry. So I went on from there to work with a luxury tour operator called Prestige Caribbean at the time, and that was pretty much my dream job. I was traveling every couple of weeks. I was enjoying these fabulous hotels and, just really enjoying the life that I kind of imagined that I wanted. So that's where I kind of started in terms of my background. Prior to that, back in Barbados, I obviously worked in the travel industry because being Barbados, Caribbean, tourism industry is pretty much the mainstay for most of the islands. So I was working in the travel industry prior to that as well.
Right, and then what happened then to make you start up your own business?
Interestingly enough, I got pregnant. I was pregnant with my first son, and he was born prematurely. He was born at 25 weeks. So that was a major, major shock for me. A major shock for everyone because it was very spontaneous and sudden. So it was during that time that I couldn't then go back into my job because he was in hospital for about 3 months, and then he came home on home oxygen for another 4 months. So it was a very, very difficult time, and you had to make very tough decisions. I just couldn't go back to work, and just couldn't have that same, lifestyle that I was afforded before. At that point, then I was like, well, this is the time for me to do what I always said I wanted to do, and I said I wanted to start my travel marketing business, and I got cracking on it really.
And so how did you get cracking?
Oh, Jackie, wow, that was a process. That was a process, and it still is a process because I feel like I'm continuously learning. Well, I obviously having connections within the travel industry. I started there. I got a couple of my old clients that I used. Business that I used to work with prior, they became my first client. So that kind of eased me into the kind of entrepreneurship process. And then from there, networking, building a portfolio, building your personal brand, getting people to know about me, that then started the chain.
And it all began to snowball.
It didn't all began to snowball. Slowly but surely, it's getting there.
Yeah. Do you just work in the Caribbean?
No, actually. I have worked outside of the Caribbean before. I worked with Sri Lanka training program before. But majority of my work does focus on the Caribbean, I guess, because, originally from the region, people usually come to me from Caribbean stuff. Yeah.
And then you've been recently named as one of TTG, which is the Travel Trade Gazette for listeners who don't know that. The 30 under 30, tomorrow's travel leaders. Well, congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. Yes. It was a great achievement to be named as one of the 30 under 30 travel leaders. It kind of signifies, all the hard work that you put in behind the scenes that people don't actually see, and to be awarded a designation to that self, it was really a tremendous feeling, definitely.
And what did they give you then? Did you get an award or?
Well, we awarded. Well, they put you on a kind of a 1-year training kind of program. So every couple of months we have sit downs with really inspirational leaders within the travel industry. We recently had one with Chris Brown, OBE, who is the Chief Executive Officer of EasyJet. So she came and she talked to us and she gave us a bit about her story and how it was for her to get to that point where she is now. So we have these really, really great speakers, inspirational speakers that come and they talk to you about how they've got from where they are now to where, so that's one of the key parts of the whole thing. But then also you're among 29 other amazing individuals who are doing fantastic things in the travel industry, and we network together, and hopefully lots of different businesses will come from the networking angle of it.
So you can do collaborations with
exactly. And then the profile, it also raises your profile within the travel industry, because as the TTG is the Bible of the travel trade, people see you, people want to work with you then. I've already got opportunities to work with some amazing brands. I have an event coming up in a couple of weeks, next week, that, I got that opportunity because of the TTG. They reached out to me. So you get some amazing opportunities coming your way.
And what did Chris from EasyJet say that was particularly inspirational?
Interestingly enough, from her background, where she's come from in terms of, not really, she's not from a very, rich or wealthy background, but having to stay focused and working and, keeping focused on your goals and working towards what it is you want. That's particularly stuck with me.
That really sort of helped.
Definitely, because that's the key tenet in business. You can oftentimes get strayed away from what you're doing, because in business so many things pop up all the time that can take you off, throw you off guard. You have a goal set and you focus on that goal and you're working towards it. You go for it, don't you?
You can't be distracted.
You can't be distracted by other things, or you try not to be distracted by other things. But you know that you have that goal in mind that you want to go after.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you say it's a 1-year education type of thing.
Yeah.
So when does that finish then?
That ends at the end of this year. So the new crop will come in at the end of, I think, October.
Oh, right. So you've got quite a long way to go.
Still got a while to go, yeah. So looking forward to the next one in May. And they haven't announced the speaker yet, so that should be exciting.
And then, but you also have 2 other businesses, don't you? Because you're also co-founder of Your Caribbean Travel.
Yes.
Where you encourage people to work from the beach.
I do. Where else should you work from?
Absolutely. And why not?
Why not?
It's a good idea to me.
Definitely. Well, Your Caribbean was born from my love of the Caribbean, mixing my marketing know-how with my love of the Caribbean. Your Caribbean was kind of born. I love the Caribbean, so I wanted to really show people that authentic Caribbean experience. And we have some amazing experiences on there. We're not just you call us and we put together a holiday for you. We give you a full experience of the Caribbean. So we work with clients who might just want to have a really nice luxury holiday, but still with a twist of, authentic things to do. So going to meet with the locals, going to have a sit down in their house and having tea with them and having a chat. Or you might want to go and, sorry, lost the words. Snorkel with some turtles.
Yeah.
It all depends on so many things to do. As I said, the work from the beach experience. People are absolutely loving that one.
I bet they are.
They are, and we have one coming up that it's actually not in the Caribbean. It's more like Your Caribbean does Dubai. So we're taking a group of fantastic ladies, business ladies, to Dubai for 4 days. Retreat where they can just recharge, refresh, have an amazing travel experiences all at the same time.
That sounds rather good.
Yes.
I bet that's full.
Almost there.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what would you say if somebody was going to the Caribbean for the first time? What would you say to them? What should they do? What should they not miss?
So, first of all, it all depends on which island you're going to go to, because there's so many choices.
Yeah.
So
which island would be the best first choice, would you think?
Well, if I don't say Barbados on here, people are going to shoot me.
Okay, let's go to
So we're going to say Barbados first. That's definitely one of the islands. If you're going to the Caribbean for the first time and you just want to get to experience it and see what it's all about, Barbados definitely, because it's much more developed, but you still have all of those fantastic activities and things that you can do on island. Then you got islands that I personally love, like Antigua, amazing beaches, absolutely stunning hotels. You have St. Vincent and the Grenadines, one of my personal favorites, where you can island hop all around the Grenadine Islands. There's so many small little islands. Bequia, one of my favorite Grenadine islands, is absolutely gorgeous. And I think Princess Margaret, she used to go there because there's actually a beach named after her, Princess Margaret Beach.
Really?
Yes, Princess Margaret Beach, and it's absolutely stunning. And so there's so many things to do in the islands. It all depends on what it is that you want to do. There's always something for everybody, definitely.
And is there a particular time of year which is better to go?
It's year-round, definitely, year-round. I would say year-round. I wouldn't pinpoint you. I wouldn't want to pigeonhole you to any particular time of the year. It all depends on your preference.
There's no rain season or anything like that?
Well, there is a rainy season, but liquid sunshine, I like to call it. Liquid sunshine.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. Sounds great. Hey, any time of the year, we can go to the Caribbean. Sounds brilliant. It's always been a very, a destination of fantasy, isn't it? I mean, James Bond movies have been filmed there.
Yeah, definitely.
And loads of others.
And loads of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You have loads of other movies that's been filmed in the Caribbean islands. And there's so much. I mean, it's a warming feeling when you step off there. And I guess you can experience these things anywhere in the world, but when you step into the Caribbean, it's the people that really make it the holiday of the lifetime. Definitely.
Yeah. And do you get to go there a lot yourself?
Well, I used to get to travel quite often. Now being a mummy, wife, it's quite difficult to get away, but I try to get home at least, get to the islands at least once a year. If it's for business, then any other time, yeah.
Yeah, so how many times a year would you roughly?
I'll say 2 at the
Yeah.
max, yeah.
Depending on any work.
Depending on work projects, yes, or my personal holiday.
And then you also got another project coming up in the Travel Know, a podcast and e-newsletter. What's that all about?
In the Travel Know, that was born about from my knowledge of working with travel agents and tour operators in the UK. I found a niche where I thought travel agents, they do a lot of fam trips where they go to destinations and get to experience hotels and brands. So it was an opportunity for them. I was like, where's the opportunity now? How do we tie this back in so that they can come back and tell all the other agents about what they've done, what they've experienced? So Indie Travel Know was born. This is a podcast that gives travel agents and people in the travel industry the lowdown on the destinations, hotels, and travel brands. So it's basically like a crash course on how they can sell it effectively. So they come on the podcast for 15 minutes and give me all the details about their exciting trip to Barbados, and it's usually sponsored by a destination. So we've done Grenada, we have Barbados coming up quite soon. So that's really picking up speed.
Yeah, that sounds really, really good idea. That, and also you've got the travel marketing toolkit.
Yeah, I'm a busy girl, aren't I?
Oh, I don't know how you find time for this, and you're a mum as well.
I don't know how I find time.
How do you juggle your time?
I don't know, honestly. But the travel marketing toolkit really is an offshot of Be Distinctly Different, our marketing and what we do. We just go out now. We teach travel and tourism professionals about marketing, branding, PR. We have an event coming up next week, Thursday, and it's called
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called Travel Talk, Managing Your Digital Footprint, and it's for travel brands. It's in association with Digital Visitor, who are award-winning travel social media agency. And we'll be giving, it's a really nice 2 hours of networking with different travel professionals in the industry, and we'll have a short talk about, how you can manage your footprint. What are some of the do's and don'ts that you should be doing online? How can you create engaging content? So those are the kind of things we'll be talking about at the event.
Because you're quite prolific in social media, aren't you?
Prolific, yes, I do try.
Absolutely, yes.
I do try. I do love my Instagram and I do love my Facebook. So.
And has that helped you get your business going?
100%. It's definitely helped me and it's helped my clients. I've seen them grow tremendously through Facebook. I have a client who's actually outside of the travel industry and distinctly different landscapes, and we see tremendous results as a result of our Facebook marketing and Instagram. So definitely one of our key kind of tools.
Okay, so the event next week, that's just for travel professionals?
Just for travel professionals.
If there are any travel professionals interested, listening, who'll be interested, they could just get in touch with you.
Yeah, you get in touch with me via the website and give me a call and we can get you on the guest list.
Okay, and what about Travel Chatter then? What's that?
Oh, Travel Chatter is actually a part of Behold Your Caribbean. So that's a forum where we are kind of creating, where people that are traveling to the Caribbean can connect on one platform and talk to each other, really. So whilst they're in the Caribbean, they can,
exchange ideas.
Okay, where are you going to be? Yeah. Can we meet up probably at this bar if you're going to be in Antigua?
What a great idea.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, so that's where that's coming from.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Now, would you like to give us your website address in case you want to get more information?
Well, you can find the majority of my information on BeDistinctlyDifferent.com, and then I'm all over social media at Jamie Lee Abtar. That's the easiest way you can find me. You can find me, once you find Jamie Lee Abtar on social media, you've got me.
Okay, thanks very much, Jamie Lee.
Thank you so much for having me, Jackie.
Thank you. That was Jamie Lee Abtar from Be Distinctly Different, and that concludes the second part of our programme. In the third part of our programme, we'll be talking to Sarah Ziegel, who is author of Coping with Autism.